So WhatsApp and iMessage are two very different messaging platforms, but they share one common thing. You can send messages back and forth between you and another person, or you and a group, and those are things that are really awesome. But there's lots of reasons why WhatsApp might be better, but there's lots of reasons why iMessage might be better. And depending on what country and area you're in, WhatsApp might actually be more popular than iMessage. And I would probably say there's probably more users of WhatsApp more than iMessage worldwide. I know in America it might seem like iMessage is number one, but worldwide, I don't really think that's the case, to be honest, and I think the numbers clearly show that. Apparently, there's over 2 billion people who use WhatsApp every day. iMessage, I think it's probably only, it's only popular in America. Maybe it's like a couple 100 million people who use it worldwide, but it's not as many as WhatsApp. Now, the main reason why I don't really even use WhatsApp that much, but the reason why I think WhatsApp is better in some areas than iMessage is because of the availability on different OSs. So if you want, you can go ahead and install WhatsApp on your iPhone and you can text somebody on an iPhone in a different country or whatever, which is awesome. But you can do the exact same thing. You can message somebody from an iPhone, but on an Android. So you can text between an iPhone and Android, Android and Android, even like iPhone to a PC. Those things are available for you on your iPhone or Android, whatever device you have. So it is completely multi-platform, and that is something that is very, very important that you cannot give up. That is probably the biggest reason why WhatsApp is more popular. It's because it gives you multimedia group chats. It gives you everything that iMessage can give you, and then some. I actually think there's probably a few more features built in within WhatsApp, since it is like a dedicated messaging platform, where I feel like iMessage is, it was so good. Apple did so much stuff to it, and they've kind of just been riding that wave. I feel like there hasn't been too many advancements within iMessage so far. I feel like WhatsApp has been doing a pretty good job from that standpoint. So the availability aspect of WhatsApp, it's not locked down to just iOS. You can download it all over the world, no matter where you are. That is something that I really do like about WhatsApp, and that in and of itself is actually a really cool thing. Now, I will say the features, I kind of brought that up. It's not apples to apples. There's clearly some sort of features that are locked down to iMessage and WhatsApp. I like the ability of playing iMessage games. I think that's a really cool thing. But with something like WhatsApp, I feel like you have more customizability options, and it is almost more like somewhat of a social media, application than something like iMessage. I like having a dedicated iMessage like application, but I do feel like with WhatsApp, they give you a few more features, like actually creating backups and creating things like that, where iMessage, you can make iCloud backups and you can make PC backups, but it's almost like a backup of your whole entire device rather than a backup of WhatsApp in this case. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is something that I actually do like. And now with the addition of the communities feature within WhatsApp, you can actually go ahead and, create different communities on your specific device. You can send out bulletins, you can send out messages and basically group messages, but as like a community scale, which I think is actually really cool. iMessage doesn't really have that. Like they have like group chats and stuff, but it's not quite exactly how it is on WhatsApp, which is really nice. Now, WhatsApp isn't perfect. It is owned by Meta, and a lot of people don't really like Meta that much, and that is completely understandable. I feel like they have a lot of work to do to kind of change public perception of their specific application. So that's a big thing that they have to kind of do. I mean, it's a big task. But the one thing I actually do like about iMessage, like I said, is that it is a messaging application. When I get into WhatsApp, sometimes it can feel like there's so many things going on, and I don't really even know where to start. I don't use WhatsApp that much, to be honest, but it is one of those things I've noticed. It's like there's so many different options and so many different tabs. It's not a big deal, but within iMessage, although it looks kind of the same, there is a lot more simplicity, and I guess more bare bones architecture with iMessage, and it gets straight to the point. If I want to go ahead and send photos and messages and everything, it is tied very well with my iPhone. So if somebody that I'm texting is on an iPhone, I can iMessage them, I can send them stuff. I can do so many things within iMessage, which is so nice. But if I'm texting somebody that has an Android, it is definitely a little bit more of a cumbersome experience. I can't send maybe sometimes exactly what I want to send, or like react to certain messages exactly the same. They won't receive those messages exactly the same as well. I do text a few people who have Androids, and it really isn't a big deal. But on WhatsApp, it doesn't really matter if you have an iPhone or an Android or whatever you have. It's all there. It's all the exact same features, which is honestly something that's super cool that I really do like. Now, another thing that I like that I actually like with WhatsApp is that the application is hosted on the App Store and it's updated separately than how it's updated on your iPhone with iMessage. So what does this mean? Well, anytime that a new feature comes out between iMessage or anything like that, you have to make sure that you have a phone that's still supported with software, but you also have to make sure that that specific device is, you can't update it to the next version of software and that you're updating your phone regularly. So with iMessage, let's say iOS 16.7 comes out in the future and it brings a cool iMessage update. Well, I'm going to have to update my phone. I can't just update iMessage. So if I didn't update my phone for a long time, well, either I'm not going to update my phone and not get that feature, or I'm going to update my phone and get all these cool features and everything. It could break some stuff, and it could take a lot longer to update my phone just to get new iMessage features. But with WhatsApp, since it is hosted on the App Store, I could easily go ahead and just, update the application on WhatsApp on the App Store or the Google Play Store, and I can just go ahead and just, use my phone as I normally would, and then I could just go ahead and update the app, and that's it. That is something that's super cool. And I did hear Apple's going to start doing this with more applications and start actually having them on their App Store rather than, updating when the applications, get updated within iOS. So that is something I actually do like about, WhatsApp, is that it is hosted on the App Store and the Google Play Store. And because of that, you can just go ahead and if you have a separate device like an Android or if you have an iPhone or whatever you have, you can just delete WhatsApp on your older phone, log into WhatsApp on your newer phone, and that's it. All your messages are pretty much still there. Everything is primarily backed up, and that is something that's awesome. You are losing that with iMessage. And if you actually, this is the worst case scenario, but it's happened to a few people. If you actually have iMessage on a phone that is actually older, so in this case, like an iPhone 6S or an iPhone 7, and let's say you haven't upgraded your phone yet or you can't afford a new upgrade, well, what's going to happen here is that any new iMessage feature, including any crazy thing that comes out, you will not actually be able to get those types of features on, your iMessage on your iPhone because you just don't have that update. But because App Store updates are upgraded differently and they have a longer throughput, phones like the iPhone 6 are still kind of supported with, WhatsApp application updates for at least a few years after it was, unsupported. So that's something that's really cool that you're getting with, WhatsApp. It's upgraded and updated separately. And that's something that's so important. It's not even funny. So to kind of sum up this video, what I'll tell you is, I definitely do think iMessage is still the one I'm probably going to end up using. It's just everyone I know uses, iMessage, so it makes things so much easier. And I don't really plan on changing anytime soon. But with WhatsApp, I do like a lot of things that they've added. I do like the ability of having it more like there's a lot more features I would say built in. I do like the ability that it's cross-platform. You can text people on an Android or iPhone and get the same exact experience. And I do like how the application is updated, separately than your operating system. So I feel like you're not as tied down with WhatsApp, but I like iMessage because if you have an iPhone, it blends in so nicely. Everything is synced up between your iPhone and MacBook and iPad. Apple security, I think, is probably a little bit better than, Meta's, but they're both probably the same, to be honest, at this point. And I would probably say, like I said, I don't plan on switching away from iMessage anytime soon. But WhatsApp, honestly, after kind of talking about this out loud, WhatsApp kind of sounds like a pretty decent alternative. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.